Hey guys, hello. So welcome to the second series of creating bots on Strike using the Python SDK or the library that we have created. So basically using Python language, we will create a backend which will interact with our bot in the Strike. That's what we'll do. So by now, if you don't know what we are trying to do here or what bot means and what Strike means, please go ahead and watch the video linked below in the description, or you can search it on our YouTube channel as well. So now going ahead, what we will do is just in a brief way, Strike is a platform where you can create your bots and connect it to your backend. Right? That's as simple as it is. Now, please go ahead and go through this website and see how the things are working and what is there and not. But we will go through actually end to end. We'll go through and make a bot out of it using the Python language. So after this series, after 3 or 4 videos of this series, you will have a working backend and a bot on your Android phone and iOS phone to show it to your friends and share it to your friends, right? So this Strike platform is already available in Play Store, so please go ahead and download it. What we will do right now is we will create a bot, my first bot. Okay, it will be a very simple bot, but first we will create a bot on Strike. We will create a backend on Python. We will connect both of it. That will be our first video, which will go through this. In the second video, we will add more logic and make it a little bit complex. Right? That's what we'll do. Okay. So let me first open up my Android emulator and show you how we can do that. Right? So this is how the Strike platform will look like in your mobile. You have to go to the Rajnikant bot. This is our bot manager. So how you can get this Rajnikant bot is you can come here, click on try for free, and you will find the QR code for Rajnikant bot. You can download it and scan this, and you will have the Rajnikant bot on your phone. So let me go ahead and create my first bot. Okay. So I'll go ahead and do a create bot. Those of you who has gone through the Go series as well, so this is mostly the same thing that we are doing, but I'll quickly go through this and create a bot out of it. So unique username, let's say my first demo bot. How are we going to call it? Demo bot. What category this belongs to? Let me add a demo. URL of it, let me give any URL of it. So I have some crypto logos, so I'll give some Dogecoin logo. So let me open image, new tab, copy, and let me paste it here, right? So this is the copy. Now it will ask me a few more questions, so I'll quickly fill this up. Demo bot, a subtitle of greetings card, welcome to demo bot, story, this is for tutorial purpose, and voila, we have our bot ready. Now we can go ahead and click on the sign URL to subscribe to this. So it will quickly go ahead and it will subscribe, and yeah, we are done. Now let me go inside the newly created bot. So that's it. Now you have this demo bot ready in your Strike platform. It was as easy as it is. So I'll open this up. This is how it will look like. It will have a getting started handler, a dummy handler, and this is how it will look at first, right? Now instead of this, our backend should control this behavior. Now we will go ahead and do this in Python. We will create a server in Python and will control the behavior of this bot from the backend. Now, it is very evident that any server or any API service that you will write as part of your backend, which will interact with this front end, it has to adhere to some set of APIs, right? Now, obviously, you can go ahead and in the documentation, you can find all kind of documentation for vanilla APIs, Python, Go, everything. You will find it out here. So please go ahead and read this documentation. But for demonstration purpose, I'll go ahead and download some of the repository from here, right? So if you come here, this is our official open repository, Strike Developer Community. Most of these are open source repositories. So if I go to my first bot in this repository, I'll link this below in the description as well. you should go to Python, and this is your my first bot, right? Here it's already a boilerplate kind of a thing where it will ask for some name and date of birth, and it will return the name and date of birth per se, right? It's a very basic bot, so we will make it live. We will connect it, we will run it, and we will make it live on this bot, right? So how can we do this? So we will go ahead and first download this code. So I'll go ahead, clone this in my repo. So git clone. Okay, one more interesting thing out here is Python SDKs or libraries. It has to be downloaded via the package managers. We are working very hard in order to publish it to the pip package manager, but currently it is not yet published. So in the meanwhile, we have to, so this is the SDK. Okay, so let me show you the SDK as well. So this is the Python SDK. So if I open Python SDK, this is how the Python SDK looks like, right? So we will clone this as well, and we will use this directly in our code. So it's not cloning for some reason. Okay. So let me do one thing. Let me instead do HTTPS copy, not the SDK. My first bot code HTTPS git clone. Let's see if this works. Yeah, this worked. So I'll go to my first bot, and inside this I'll have Python, and this is my first bot, right? So if I open this up, you will see that this is using the Strike SDK, right? So, and this is the code out of it. Let me zoom in a little bit. Yeah. Now this is the code. To run this, if I run this right away without doing anything, I'll see that it will give me an error saying that import strike failed. There is no module named strike. So once this is available in pip, it will be either this video will be re-uploaded, or in the description we will update it. So please, you can go ahead and do pip3 install, something like this, pip3 install strike, right? So you do this, and this module will be available. But if you do this now, it will not work. So to as a workaround of this for timing, what we will do is we will clone the SDK as well. Okay, so let me copy this, let me git clone and paste it. It will clone the Python SDK. Now I'll just move all the things from Python SDK in my this location, in the root location, right? Now if you see, I have all the codes here itself. So essentially what this is, let me rm r Python SDK. Okay. Okay. So what this essentially is, if I open the VS Code right now, and I'll show you the folder structure. Okay, this does not have the folder structure. Let me open the whole folder here, code. Yeah. So if you see here, it contains multiple files now, right? But this is the file that we are interested in. All these files, strike and all these files, are merely a library, okay? You need not worry about this. So what this import strike will do is it will import this everything from here. So this will be abstracted out in future, but currently it will be we are doing this in a local way. Okay, now from this, right? So if I quickly go over through this code, what this essentially is doing is this is having a base API. So wherever we'll host this, we'll obviously we'll host it right now in a very smart way. So obviously where we'll host, we have to give the API of it here. And what it will do is it will create a strike object with a getting started handler, and it will create the next action handler. After that, once we have the strike object per se, then it will have the questions, it will have the question text, and set text to question. That okay, hi, what is your name? And we will expect the answer in a text input format, right? This is the second question where we'll ask date of birth, and we will expect the answer in a date input format. That's the thing here. Now we will return it in a JSON object. We will call strike object dot data on it, and we'll get the data from strike object, and we'll JSONify it and return in the server, whoever is calling this. Now the thing is, what are these? In question we'll pass parameter like this, name, or in question DOB. So these are the keys in which the strike platform will return your server the response. So if you see here in the respond back API, which will be the second API, which we are adding it here, so that strike platform knows where to respond back. So in this respond back API, we are reading this, right? So from the data that we will get from the response, we will read the user session variable, and we will read the name and date of birth. So if you closely watch, this name is exactly the same key which we are using here. If we use, let's say, username here, then we have to use username here as well. That's the thing here. Okay, now that we are clear with this, now here also we are doing the same thing. We are reading the data, whatever the user has given, and we are creating a strike object, and we are saying that hi, whatever your name is, and some message with it, right? And we are hosting it on port 5001. So this is the whole code of it, right? Obviously in the next videos we'll go deeper in this, and we'll create multiple types of questions, multiple type of answer, and we'll play around with it. There is no logic per se here. This is a basic question and answer type of a bot. Okay, now I'll save this and I will run this. Let's see if this runs, or if this gives some error. So if I run it, it ran successfully, right? Okay, one more thing, when you are running this for the first time, maybe Flask or request might not be installed in your local. So please do pip3 install Flask, pip3 install request, or if you are someone who uses Python virtual environment, please go ahead and set up however you want to set up your environment. If you are not that advanced into it, you can just do pip3 Flask, pip3 install request. That will do pretty much it. Okay, now that our server is active, we can go ahead and connect this server to our strike backend. But there is an issue. This strike is running on my local port, right? Now we have to host it somewhere in order that publicly this is accessible. To do this, what I'll do is I'll use a tool known as ngrok. Okay, so this ngrok, what this does is, it's very basic. It tunnels your local API or local socket or local port into a public API or public port. Okay, so that's what this pretty much does. Now you can go ahead and read this, how this is working and all. So I have installed this in my laptop. It is very easy to install. It's available in both Windows and Linux. Please go ahead and download it and start using it. It's just a 5-minute process, right? So in my laptop it's already installed. So I will click location where this is installed and I'll run it. So the interesting thing about ngrok is, if I zoom in a little bit, if you see here, this is port 5001, and our server is also running on port 5001. So this is the exact port number that we are giving. Now let's say you change this in the code and you give it some other port, let's say 5002, we have to update it here. Now this is running on 5001, so we'll use this. We will copy the, if you see here, it will give you a full username, full host name. So this host name is something that is publicly accessible now, and whenever someone hits this host name, it will come and hit your local port 5001, right? So we'll use this, and you remember we mentioned that we have to give the base API here. So we'll give the base API and we'll restart our server once again. So it got restarted automatically. Now we have to connect this. Now we have to connect this to our server. Now how do we do this is, if you see, our bot is ready, our backend is ready. If we again run this, it will still use the same thing, right? Now to connect it, what we'll do is, we'll again go to the Rajnikant bot manager. We'll go to your bots. We'll go to my first demo bot, which is the bot name. We'll go to update action handler. We will go to getting started action handler, because that's the action handler name. We'll do update API endpoint, and this is the new value. So I'll paste the new value here. This is not the full value. Let me copy the whole value from here, and I should paste the whole value here. Paste the whole value, save. Now what this will do is it will update the endpoint. So it says API endpoint updated. Now if I hit the getting started, what it should do is it should hit my local API. So something happened here. Okay. Okay. Now if I hit this, it will, once I hit getting started, it will come, you'll see logs in the background of this. In the terminal, you'll see multiple logs. Let's see if this works. I did getting started. If you see it came 200 okay and it hit here, right? So it's asking my name. So let's say I give my name as something. Now I send, it will ask me my date. What is your date of birth? Let's say I select some date and I click OK. It says, hi Rahul, your decision is you. You are lucky to be born on this and this date. And that's it. You created your backend. You have a bot, and you can share this with your friends. You can share the QR with your friends. You can share the link with your friends. They can download this and they can start using it. And you can use this as a feedback form. You can use this as a question answer. You can use this as n number of use cases. It's up to you. In the next video, we will go through a very basic use case of it. We'll try to code it, and we'll do a little bit complex challenge out of it, and we'll try to create a interesting bot out of it. Okay, so thank you guys. We'll see you in the next video.